I love listening to Elegbete TV radio. For undiluted, unadulterated, it's probably replicated but still not yet duplicated. It's sports only on Elegbete TV radio. I seriously love listening to it.
Hello, everybody. What's up, people? My name is Mykhailo, and you are listening to Elegbete TV Radio. Stay tuned.
Elegbete TV radio. Unifying broadcasting. Listen. You are listening to Elegbete TV radio. Elegbete TV radio. We dare to lead. This is radio like you never heard before. Elegbete TV radio. The pathfinder for radio. Elegbete TV radio. We are not just about radio, TV, or YouTube numbers. We are all about connecting with people and creating a community of great minds and values.
Right, good morning and welcome to the Sports Buffet on Elegbete TV radio. My name is Edafe Matthews. I'm going to love to come in the Elegbete One Sports. I'm not in the studio alone. I'm working today with a Liverpoolian who never works alone. He's gone out to have fun. It's back. He said, all work and no play make Emmanuel Sebastian a door boy. I wouldn't want him to be a door boy. He's a superstar, OEP match commentator, reporter, and a whole lot more that you will find out as you go. Well, Lobi still went to Weri and got a draw. Abia Warriors returned Niger Tornadoes back to Mina with empty hands, and Bayelsa United were not going to be overrun as they considered 3 goals from Akwa United, who were hot in form. Any other time, any other season, you score 3 goals away from home, you surely are going home with victory. But this time around, it was 8-goal thriller in Bayelsa at the Samson Yeboah Stadium, with Bayelsa United winning 5-3. Well, Akwa United need to work on their defense, but then it was Robert Mizo who scored in the 45th, 81st, and 87th minute to get the season's first hat-trick. I can't remember the last time anybody scored a hat-trick or was starting the season on a beautiful note. But then that's not the end of the story, as Shooting Stars beat Plateau United 2-1. Ayobami Adekule and Ayo Ogbonna were goal scorers there, just as Uche Owen Soya also scored. All these goals came in the 36th, 76th, and 78th minute of the game. Yes, Sunshine Stars told Kano Pillars, yes, you're legend of the league, but you're just coming back, and it feels like your journey just come. You're not going to come here to Akure Township Stadium and get a win. So it was 1-0 in favor of Sunshine Stars, and that's how the cookies crumbled there. Katsina United also beat Kwara United 1-0. If you can beat our brother in Akure, we can beat you in Katsina. That's exactly how it is. Rangers were 2 goals up very early, and then eventually they have to sweat at the tail end. The last 20 or 20-something minutes of the game, they had to sweat as Rangers took the lead, courtesy Kalu Nweke's 28th-minute goal, and he had a chance to make it a hat-trick, but he missed all the chances. At the end of the day, he was the man of the match. And then Anayo Bona scored in the 76th minute. But for Doma Utd, that's a mistake. Austin Onyemechi scored in the 32nd minute, and Bidemi Onwuko let Domas fight back, but it was too little too late as that game ended 2-1. But then the biggest one that happened on Monday Night Football in the Nigerian Premier Football League. I will leave that to the man who was there. Eyewitness report is better than anything. Emmanuel Sebastian, good morning and welcome. I know that you're furious, you're pissed. What happened to Liverpool should not have happened. Well, it is football. It's in the match fixing league, the league where they fix match, and they apologize, and they even fine you for daring to complain and lie that is because of unsportsmanlike conduct, too many cards. This whole thing have been written in the script before now. Yes, let's give them plenty card. Once they start complaining for the way we will rob them in this game, we will not throw them a 25,000 pounds fine, and then they would be taken aside. Well, let's talk about your experience at the Mobolaji Johnson Arena yesterday. How was it for you?
Well, good morning to you. Good to be back on the microphone. Good morning to the listeners and everyone who's listening to us wherever you are. Thank you once again for tuning into the radio. It's always fun.
Listen to the radio.
It's always fun on the spot buffet. But yes, the NPFL is finally back up and running. I don't know if we are still aligned to the rest of the world like the other countries.
We'll adjust, don't worry, we'll adjust.
I know we'll find a way and adjust. But yes, it finally kicked off this past weekend. And I mean, so many great results, a lot of goals scored. They pick up the ball, had to beat that game in Bayelsa,
Yeah.
8-goal, 3-land, the first game of the season. Mizo scoring a hat-trick in the first game of the season. I mean, he was up there amongst the highest goal scorers last season. Surprised they kept him, but yes, he's shown that, yes, keeping me, I go a long way for Bayelsa United this season. So yeah, hat-trick on the opening day of the season. Happy for Rangers, Rangers International.
I'm not happy because they've not fixed their stadium. I mean, for all of those things that they are doing, they should be playing in Enugu at the Cathedral.
Home ground. But I'm happy they started with a win with all that's been going on, like you said. With the arrival of Ezekiel, recently got a share sponsorship with Afro Invest. Even though we've had other teams as well who's got sponsorship deals, in the build up to the season, Eyong with stake.
No, but to achieve it within 1 month of getting appointed and setting the structure, turning this around. I know how Rangers was the poorest team last season alongside Eyong. Eyong ended up winning the league, but Rangers was the poorest team. They were very, very poor. How they managed to survive relegation, played in the finals of the Federations Cup, still is a miracle. But having said that, to bring in Amobi, and they're playing away from home in a stadium that looks like it's a yard. Okay, the Oka Township Stadium is a yard. That's what I call it. And to be able to turn this around within a short time, 20 million might be small money, but it's somewhere to start. And all of the things that they've been doing, respect to the man there.
All right. Then the one that happened Monday evening.
Monday night.
Monday night.
We'll call it Monday night. We'll call it Monday night.
Yeah, fantastic atmosphere. It's a public holiday, so I was like, if I don't go this stadium, waiting again. You understand? I just had to leave the house and let me go to the mobile. Like I signed up for their ticketing program, the free membership. Along the line, I can move on if I want to get premium tickets and all that. So I had a complimentary tickets. So I went there. I also got a press pass by email. So I went there. Let me just have fun, enjoy the game. Getting into the stadium, the atmosphere was.
I think I need to go sign up. But I will always enter any stadium in Nigeria.
Exactly.
That's the strange thing. My name would always put me in any stadium in Nigeria.
Yeah, but it was really.
But I need to sign up.
It was really massive. The atmosphere was already building on the fans were, turning. It's not a full stadium, but you could see the energy. I mean,
eventually it will be a full stadium. It's looking like it's getting there.
Yeah.
With this type of performance,
the energy was. I mean, we've talked about the happy corner from last season. Bamiji and his guys, what they've been doing. They've got Jimmy, who's the hype man of the team. Gingering the.
Do you think that Bamiji get the recognition that he deserves?
I think he gets it.
I don't think it
maybe
does.
not to the level we want to see, but
I think he puts in so much, but he gets so little in return. I just think that
since a couple of publications has been given credit for as the convener of the happy corner. So but maybe not as we would expect it.
I mean, Bamiji is a Superman. You know the story. Bamiji is a go-getter. We will talk about Bamiji on another day, but I mean, I love the brother so much. Like I feel very happy every time I see the happy corner. What people don't understand is whatever you are seeing in the happy corner of Sporting Lagos started inside this studio.
Yeah.
And to have grown like this. I mean, I would one day go to sleep and live with the greats, and I say, I played my part. I played my role in lifting Nigerian football. And this is not me trying to take anybody's shine, but I think that I deserve that. I look at Emmanuel team now is not the best commentator in Nigeria. He's in the UK. He will soon be back with his family. And I'm looking at Emmanuel Sebastian, Emmanuel Atta, and I look at all the commentary team. I was like, my signature is on just about on everybody here. And the happy corner Sporting Lagos, the energy that a lot of content creators around the league are coming up with off the back of what we were doing back in grassroots. I think it's nice, and we would get more people's experience, especially from the app, what they felt like. But for you that was on ground, let's talk tactics a bit. What makes Sporting Lagos tick? Because I was watching the game on the app. I was at the stadium from morning. Had a lot of meetings with the Propel Sports people for 2 days, Sunday and yesterday, very long one. Went to Alibaba's studio, did a whole lot of consultancy, and tried to fix what I felt. I mean, what everybody agreed is defect from the app, and they agreed. I think I like that too. The fact that they were listening. Okay, so after I left, came back home, I was supposed to go back, but there was heavy traffic, and I said, okay, let me watch on the app. And in watching on the app, the Sporting Lagos team was creeps. So me as a coach, somebody that I shared it with, that was watching from Denmark, my former teammate that was watching from Denmark, asked me if I was going to coach against Sporting Lagos, what's their weakness? I said, okay, I gave him my answer, but I'm going to come to you first. What do you make of the creepsness? I'm not like Gombe United were bad. Gombe United were not bad in the game on the day too.
I mean, Doma United, they did well. You could tell the pressure, the fan pressure really got to them. I mean, when you're playing in front of that crowd, I mean, you could see it rubbing off on the Sporting Lagos players.
Yeah.
But, they play good football, free-flowing football, from the flanks. Saturday Okon was massive in that game, going into the flanks as well. So their passage of play was really enjoyable to watch. I mean, Coach Paul Ofem, I've been looking to see how he's going to do this against the big boys. Yes, he played the Super 6 last season. You might
Super 8.
Super 8, sorry, yeah. Just Super 8. He won it. You could say that it's a one-off tournament, mini tournament, but this is a long run against top flight side. So you won't see how he's going to do it. But he's tested his team against some NPFL teams in the Super 8 last season, and he held his own. And so it's something I want to look forward to, how he's going to do this consistently against top teams.
Before you continue, somebody's asking what is the app to watch the NPFL game. It is called the NPFL Live. Yeah. So go online. It's NPFL Live. The logo is green with an black eagle in the middle. NPFL Live. You can't mix it. It's not. But by the weekend, before the next round of matches, it will be on iOS. But it's on Android. Definitely, it's on Android. You can watch it, and it's very clear. The pictures are clear. There are some matchup that we need to do. We're in conversation. I think we'll bring our experience from last season. We'll talk about that later anyway. But the app is the NPFL Live. Just go search for it and you'll see it. Thank you very much, Christoph Studio, for that.
All right. So like I was saying, they play good football, free-flowing football. Most of their plays are from the flanks, and you could tell that Doma United had no answer for the
could have scored more goals.
They missed a lot of chances in that game. They squandered a lot of chances.
Yeah, Eyong is their first time.
Eventually they broke the deadlock. I mean, it was historic. I'm here sitting here and say I witnessed, the first top flight game of Sporting Lagos review. And Nweke is their first top flight goal scorer, and they got a clean sheet in their first top flight game. I mean, another penalty save from the goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Gombe United had a penalty. It was the last kick of the game.
How did we get a Brigadier General as a referee?
I don't know. I really don't know.
That man must really love refereeing. A Brigadier General, 1 star. That like you have soldier guiding you for the rest of your life, and you still just want to be a referee.
It's really rare, actually. But we need to know how.
So I have a lot of military people in my family. I have somebody who retired as a major general, somebody who retired as a colonel, like 4 people retired as colonel. I don't think that they would want together like Aaron. First, colonel, that you've done 30 years in the army. Brigadier General, you've done 30, 35 years in the army. And you're
going to do a referee job. But
I dropped my heart.
That's give you up for him, and maybe the passion of the game is what really played a part. But it was, yesterday was fantastic.
I would really love to have a sit down with that referee.
I wanted to go there as well.
I love to have a sit down. That's the kind of thing I want to be doing. Now you take the players, let me deal with coaches and all these some elements that makes it beautiful.
Talking about the game, yes, this is me saying it. If you have chance, I mean, there's any home game for sports. As far as you're in Lagos, or if you can travel down, I mean, it's something you would enjoy. You enjoy the football, you enjoy the atmosphere, you enjoy the refreshment as well. I have to say that, the networking in the stadium, you meet like-minded people and all that. So it was a fantastic atmosphere. Talking about the game itself, the surroundings, the environment, no violence, everything went smoothly. Fantastic game, and to cap it off with 3 points and a clean sheet for Sporting Lagos. I'm here for what they are going to show us come the rest of the season.
So if you were coaching against Sporting Lagos, how do you dismantle that team?
I think you should, just limit the balls to the wingers. From what I saw yesterday, I wouldn't sit here and say they are a team I've watched, at the stretch. But from what I saw yesterday, had Doma United limit the wing play of Sporting Lagos, I think they would have gotten the result. They are, even the coach attested to that. Baba Ganaro, the coach of Doma United.
Yeah.
I want to say that he was okay with performance. They held their own. They did well in some aspect of the game, but the atmosphere just rubbed off on Sporting Lagos, and at some point they had to. So
this is one of the advantages of the NPFL Live. Now you're going to be seeing 8 games every week, right? And hopefully maybe start times will come, then the other 2 games will join. So you see all the games. You will not be able to know. Like I was sitting there watching the game and I'm studying it like a student. Because sometimes I ask myself, what hat am I wearing today? Am I just going to wear it? Let me just wear the hat of entertainment. I want to entertain. And then the one I watched on Saturday, I was watching as a critical content creator, lead producer, and I wasn't satisfied. Ends the video that I put out online. And then after I went to them, I approached them. I said, okay, you guys have a problem here. Let's not lie about it. There's a problem here, and this problem is going to mess you up big time because now it's free. Next week it's going to be free. After that, people are going to pay. This problem is going to be big. And what's the challenges you're having? So we sat down, we talked about it. It was nice. But beyond the challenges that we're having also, when I went back yesterday, I said, okay, I've listened to you. I've heard your challenges. I'm small, right? But I know this thing. These are the solutions that we can have. First off, one of the things you need to do is you cannot produce 8 games, get replay, get close shot. Nigeria should stop having that expectation. We don't have the capacity, the ability to do that. Yeah, but this is what we can do. Match of the day. That's how the Premier League started before, right? Match of the day. We can give it full-scale production. Close shot, replays, all that. And then you now say, because what is holding it back is they came in, invested in equipment, access fees and all that. Now they need to recruit a certain level of money because companies have directors. Directors will tell you, come, where you the carriers go? You the carriers go where we don't know. What is the guarantee that they can be returned? They say again, it's Nigeria. You're not sure, nothing is sure. So they need to get to at least 50,000 subscribers, paying subscribers. Then they will up the game. And then they get to 100,000, they'll up the game. So for me, this is what I'm going to say to Nigerians. Download the app, subscribe, whether you're in Nigeria, whether you're in diaspora, anywhere you are, download the app, subscribe, and share it with other people. Let's be very honest. This TV is a game changer for the league, but it's not going to happen immediately. No, tamper your expectation, reduce your high expectation. It's not going to happen immediately. But look at it from this angle that Gombe United lost that game yesterday practically because they've not watched Sporting Lagos closely. They don't know what they have to offer. They just felt, oh, it's football, let's go there and play. There was no tactical mapping of this is how they play, this is how to stop them. Because in coaching, you have 2 jobs. One, stop the opposition from playing and impose your tactics, your style, and then that's how you win. When you look at Wolves or Brentford last season when they beat Man City, one of the things that a lot of opposition that play Man City does is they sit back and say, let's soak the pressure and hit them on the counter. But the players of Man City are too brilliant. And every once in a while, you play against Man City when you don't have the genius Kevin De Bruyne available and Bernardo Silva is not firing on all cylinders, and that place is weak. So you go on them. That's what Wolves did, they won. That's what Brentford did last season, they won. Now my point here is, because again, somebody will say, but Arsenal go out on them and then they still concede dozens of goals because Arsenal don't know how to defend to save their life tactically. Having said that, this TV would make it possible for coaches to really do proper job. They'll go back, watch the clip, study, if I play against Sporting Lagos, I'll beat them. I'll beat Sporting Lagos silly. First off, I'll cut the supply to the wings. That one. But their DM, that central defensive midfielder, that guy is a player you can bully. So I'll put players on him that can bully him and run him out. Or I put two very creative, fast-footed players that will run him out of the park, because he was really the screamer. It was like a deep line midfielder who set the tone of the play, like an Adebayo or Sonny Lisson. So I make him restless that he doesn't get coordinated in that midfield. I don't play a diamond, I play 5-9 in midfield if I'm coming to Lagos, because again, you're playing against the crowd, it's going to be difficult for you. Yeah. So congest that midfield and make life difficult. Once they start playing the long ball, they'll lose their rhythm. Because that game, Sporting Lagos have a rhythm to their play. It's a very beautiful rhythm to their play. They get the ball, they hold it around in the midfield and spread it wide to the right, especially the right. And sometimes when the right, they start to go to the left. But majority of their play is similar to Arsenal. It's crisp passing, quick thinking. You get the ball to the right. As soon as you get the ball, somebody's running in like the Martin Odegaard. You drop the ball for him. He's either going to shoot or he's going to come back. So it's very easy. I mean, I watched the game on that app, and I'm saying to myself, okay, I think I can coach against this team and give them problem. Having said that, this is like the tactical side of it now. Having said that, credit to Sporting Lagos, coach Ofem, put up a team together, boys who have the same mindset, boys who want to prove a point, boys who are gingered and spurred on by the power of their fans. I wish that Nigeria is not this big. This is the time when you wish Nigeria is not really this big. Because then boys will go to Kano and you hear they got beaten 4-0. It's not because they're no. It's not because they're not good.
I'm looking forward to seeing how they can do this, in the long run against the big boys away from home.
No, they would win away from home. They will win if they go to places like Uyo. They might go to Uyo and win. The pitch is good. They'll win in Uyo. They can win in Uyo again. Akwa United is also a very solid team, but they've lost some players. What's it called? Cyril Olisema went to Ethiopia. I don't know if he's back. I don't know if he played in that first game. Some players have left them because they really are not paying well right now. So you look at some of these things and you say to yourself, this Sporting team, give them a smooth field, let them travel well, arrive early, rest properly, and eat right, because sometimes the food you eat can distort your rhythm of play, especially for teams that play ball appreciation. Like they're always holding possession, they depend on possession to win matches, create plenty of chances. They need to create 10 chances to score 2, right? Mm-hmm. So they might go to a place like Kano and the pitch will not be favorable. They will not know how to change to long ball and the direct play. They might not be able to do that because again their players are very, very small. So when you play against those clubs that have big players, Akbo, the big chest, it just might be a bit difficult. A distance too far to take. But I love the way they play. I love Bayelsa Utd, who almost got relegated last season, started on the front foot already, but then again, there are cracks there. To concede 3 goals at home tells me that your midfield is a bit porous. But then again, they are also creative. So probably Bayelsa Utd defensive midfield needs to be sorted out as well. They need to put a man of steel in front of the defense so that the ball doesn't just come in easily. But it's been a fantastic weekend.
Moving on, still, talking about teams in the NPFL and all that.
Yes, sir.
Before I go on to this question, somebody's asking you, please, can Elegbete tell us what is the difference between this NPFL and the previous one under the previous board? I think this one is talking about the one under LMC.
Shewdiko.
Yeah, under Shewdiko and LMC. So, what's the difference between this and that? Is there any major difference?
In all honesty, the app itself is the same. It is the production that's different. Okay. The Shewdiko production is an OB-VAR full-scale production. That's a lot more expensive, way better than this one. This one is AI. So it's like, if you know VU, this is an advanced version. This is like hybrid VU. 4 cameras in one app. This AI has been brought to Nigeria. In 2017, when this company started in Kano, were there in Bristol Hotel when they brought it and did all the presentation. Mm-hmm. They tried it before. Under Deco, they tried it. MFN versus I don't know what there's an opponent. MFN versus one opponent. They tried it as a support to the NTA and Super Sports OB-VAR and stuff, but they didn't like it at the time. These problems that we're talking about were also discovered at the time. I'll show you some videos after the show and after your show, your Nigerian Player GPS, and they were noticed. They just came in again and noticed that Shewdiko is out. there is a vacuum and they just needed to fill it in, which is a good thing. It's not a bad thing. It's a very, very good thing. When you do business, you should be very, very opportunistic in nature. That app and this app are the same. The stream matches. The production, the back end is not the thing. It's like buying 2 Toyota Camry, but one have a B2 engine. So that's what this one I have now. The problem with this one is there's no scaling up, there's no OBVAR production, there is no flyweight like what we did with flyweight last season. There's nothing like that. They just wanted to use it. And the resounding response from the people have shown that they need to scale up. Now, let me tell you where the advantage in this one is. The Shewdiko app could not produce more than 2 games in a match weekend. This is producing you 8 games in a match weekend. So this is the advantage. Remember that, again, one of the geniuses that we have to give to Propel Sports, whether we agree or disagree in a lot of things, is the fact that they, again, and it tells you the Nigerian problem. Yes, I already told you the app is going to be on iOS before the week runs out. The genius of Propel Sports is, again, that's why I say anything you do, build a credible brand name. Like I always say, you guys, when we have a meeting, that my job here is not to prove to anybody that we can analyze or present sports or create content. I mean, the evidence, this app I've also shown now that we're miles ahead of a lot of people. Because what we did last season, people were complaining, I'm not seeing this, I'm not this. See the ones that have taken years to put their work together. I can't even match 10% of what we've done last season under next to zero budget, a shoelace budget, and the short time. This contract was signed since May, and all the whole coming together, they're still struggling. But having said that, the advantage of this is the number of games that they're showing you, which is very good for the Nigerian League. It's never happened before. Never, ever, 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 ever in the history of Nigerian football since 1945 have we been able to put 5 games in one weekend on the faces of people. That's a very good one. Again, the app, there is room for improvement. It's not a closed end. It's not we're not even a cul-de-sac, like where they say it's a dead end. We can't go further. So there is plenty of room for improvement, and those are the rooms that we're going to explore as we go. One of the things that would improve the app, and especially, like majority of people use iOS, use Apple phone. Your generation use Apple phone. Me, I'm going to be Android forever. I'm not interested in Apple at all. But once they sort the iOS side of it and it's up and running, the numbers will go up. Once that number goes, a lot of people are waiting for that. Yeah, a lot of people are waiting for that. A lot of people are queuing up and waiting for that. Once the numbers go up, the criticism will also rise. Yeah. But one of the things that I guarantee anybody who's watching me right now, and I'm saying this, I'm like, oh, you shouldn't be promoting this app because, again, they took your job. No, they didn't take my job. There was no job that I have that anybody would take. This is the job that I have. I'm the co-founder, CEO of GPF Media, owners of Elego TV. And I sit in this office comfortably, not like feeling comfortable that I'm untouchable, but feeling comfortable in the fact that I'm creative enough to create millions of content. There's something that God blesses everybody with. And for me, I think it's closing my eyes, opening it, and there's a content idea every single day. Because once you put your heart to do something, when I was in radio, I wake up every day knowing my job is to be the best football analyst this radio station has ever had and this country has ever had. And I kept that continuously from 2007, even though I went there 2004. First 3 years, I wasn't the best, but I know from 2007, I took that position as the best until 2017, right? When I left, that's like 10 years to the day. But when you look at what they have right now, is the fact that there's going to be room for improvement. I'm going to clearly tell Nigerians this: they would start. I don't want to use me now. They would start with the one match of the day. That one match of the day would start adding up a few of the things that are missing from this current production. First, replay. Second, close shot. Third, reverse angle cameras. Depending on subscribers, depending on subscriber base, for me, I can produce 4 games. I have a team that can produce 4 games. I can't get past that right now. 4 games, I can master 4 games. And there's a way we'll produce it to a point where we've already seen a studio where we can use. There's 2 studios, the Film 1 studio, and then the Excuse Me studio went on a tour yesterday to go and inspect. All of those things are possibilities. So the future is bright. The future is bright, and they're working very hard to get in as many sponsors. Now, the magic that they performed is before a lead, they already got MTN to commit to the project. That's incredible. We've been here since 2017. We know how hard. One of the greatest drawback is funding, sponsorship. And to be able to get MTN to commit immediately, even before the first game was done, I think that you give them credit for their geniuses to be able to market in such a way a product that everybody regard as bad product, a product that everybody is not willing to touch, that MTN was willing to commit almost $500 million in it, or over $250 million in the project, tells you, okay, yeah, there's a glimmer of hope, because the guys who signed these checks in MTN are some of the top business head, people that are trained by some of PwC, KPMGs, Harvard, and the rest of them. These guys know business. They sniff it. They know when somebody has a structure that they can support, they can put the money, and it will grow. So I think that's a good sign. And more will come. So the more number of people that subscribe, the more people that pushes it. And when you subscribe, don't subscribe blindly. Subscribe and make demands and ask for improvement. Because again, your subscription, you're contributing to the growth of Nigerian League. You're not contributing to the growth of Prepare Sports. Really. Yeah, Prepare Sports will grow, but it's a vehicle that will grow Nigerian League. Don't forget that 80% of whatever you put into the league, into the subscription, goes to Nigerian League. So it's only 20% they are using to do their servicing, running the project, and all that. So you must commit to the fact that for once, let us, whether you're in Nigeria, living in Nigeria, or you're in diaspora, anywhere you are, coming to say, this is our product, right? Let's even for once, let's even just give it like, say, 5 years trial. Let's all commit to it, because there are so many things. We buy shawarma, we buy some things that's exactly the amount of money we will spend in a month. Nobody's going to pay more than 5,000 naira in a whole month to watch the league matches. Other content like highlight, magazine shows will come eventually, interviews, short ones, long ones. I mean, I look forward to the day where TikTok will say they are signing up to the Nigerian League. They want to get short content for the league. Fantastic. I look up to the day where Google will say, okay, we want to partner with you guys. We want to pay you so that you stream your highlights on YouTube. We'll pay you more, apart from the ad money you get and all that. So those are some of the things that are possible within this. And a lot of other companies, I mean, of this boys who do podcasts, proper podcasts. Abu Aziz is doing a great podcast, and you can support that podcast. The NPFL Live are doing a fantastic podcast and a whole lot of short content around the league. We are doing our own as well, but then it will open up to a lot of people, because you cannot be everywhere at the same time. Neither do NPFL Live, neither do Abu Aziz, but then it will open the door. If you go on TikTok, you go on Instagram, you see a lot of podcasts coming from the UK. And that's the reason why the British game is the world most expensive game. Even is the worst league in the world by my own calculation. Is the stupidest worst league in the world. But the kind of hype that comes around it makes it glorious in the eyes of people financially. So it's the same thing that we can do, especially at the time where our country is starving for money. So if we set up our football right, I think that eventually we would begin to see how the NPFL, that everybody's saying is not good enough, a lot of people say it's not good enough, become a GDP grower, like your crude oil, your cassava, your rice, your cow skin and fish and the rest of it.
Right. Moving on. Still, before we go on to other topics, still on teams in the NPFL clubs in Nigeria. I don't know if you saw it. There's a new team in the block now.
Inter Lagos.
Yeah, Inter Lagos. Just as we have
Inter Miami,
so many
Inter
teams,
Milan.
yeah, and all that. So many teams in particular. Just be having that. Maybe it's just Sporting Lagos now. We don't know if MFM is still going to come back, but
I doubt.
We have Sporting Lagos in Lagos. So MFM now, there's Inter Lagos on the block. So
Lekki United, there's Ikorodu
City as well. What's your take on Inter Lagos?
And there is Corinthians coming too.
Yeah. So what's your take on these teams in the block? They are going to start with the NNL next season. Talking about Inter Lagos more. What's
the target is
how are you feeling when you saw that news?
Remember I told you guys here that Nigerians are the most competitive people in this world. Like, we are very, very competitive, and it's a good thing. It's one of the things that makes you know that Nigeria is a place where success stories are abound. Success stories can happen. Once you see one Nigerian do something and do it well, another one will copy, So it started with Kole Shoname, and then Sporting Lagos showed up, and then Akel Labi floated the idea of Lekki United, and then there is Ikorodu City. Now there is Inter Lagos. Gradually, all of these things, that, as I say, what I will find is level. Some of the teams, first off, to get to where Sporting Lagos is today, you have to have invested 1 billion. The guy who owned DSTV, the multi-choice guy who used to own Ikorodu United, spent 1 billion. Deumi Adelawa spent 1 billion, and he packed up. And I remember, man, that was the first club owner in the history of Nigeria that we like. He thought I was his enemy. He still thinks I'm his enemy till today. But I predicted from the get-go, when they started, the mode that they were operating, no one better party football. And I said, this man go back, he go run. You know why? Because whether you look at my size, oh, that's your business. I have owned a club in Nigeria from grassroots to the top level 5 years. Pay from my pocket, run the league. I understand. I saw the first 2 million naira player from amateur to Lobi Stars. The first player ever to have a 10% sell-on clause in this league. I did that transfer. I'm not reading somebody's book. This is my story. Right? So when I speak about it, I'm not speaking from a place of I read on the paper. I'm not like your everyday sports journalist who just cram some things that come and speak to. I'm sharing my experience with you. You should learn. That's the reason why people like Grant Kano get paid. Because his 10x experience is what he's sharing with you and all these other guys. So when I share with you for free and you get angry, fry your face like Mykhailo Mudryk, now your business. Because at the end of the day, the chicken will come home to roast. And so that happened. That's the reason why I keep telling everybody, DSTV no go sponsor the NPFL. Because a guy will get DSTV, so he invests for the Nigerian League. It's 1 billion I invested in Nigerian League. He came down crashing, but it wasn't the league that was responsible. It was him that does not understand football. Because the average Nigerian thinks that, I keep saying that football is not a profitable business. If you're coming in for profit, forget it. Football is not a profitable business. It doesn't have short-term results. I remember when the chairman of Lagos State Sports Commission was appointed. I was the first guy I reached out to. So what can we do? 100 days, low-hanging fruit. I told him, bro, you're my big bros. Like, you're like my elder brother, right? I'm going to be honest with you. Football does not have that. All those things that people say in the political circle, they know they work for football. Focus on infrastructure. Revamp Agege Stadium, revamp Tesla logo, complete Mobile Johnson Arena. That's why I was still on the Stadium. You know, finish all this work and then sit back and then start developing pocket of community sports facility where talent can be developed. But to tell me that you want low-hanging fruit in 100 days, it's not going to happen. They called me Delta State too when the former governor was there. Hey, come and show us what we can do 100 days. First 100 days. I said, what's the problem with Nigerian government and 100 days? What did they do now with 100 days? It's not going to work. It's football. It's sports. It's not going to work. Some people will take it. Some people get angry that you're insulting them. Again, so that's the thing. So here we have Inter Lagos. I just hope that the person have enough funding to push it. And he had a beforehand understanding that football not the profitable.
Yeah. One of the conveners is Adebayo, the Fox Sports guy.
Yes. So, even if you did one for Europe, it is not profitable. So when you do one for Nigeria, it's worse. Again, my advice to Larry is, these are Davido guys. These are people who are, and there's already a rivalry in their team. So the guy who's going to set up the Corinthians FC, who's have the franchise of Corinthians of Brazil, is a breakaway. They're still friends, but it's like, oh, my guy is doing this now. Let me go do my own. So sometimes we don't like to collaborate. So it's going to be good for everybody, right? It's going to be good for the ecosystem because these tech boys, these guys who are making money, legit money on tech and some other things that they're doing, are looking for space to invest the money. And they now realize that if I take it abroad, the taxes will kill me with taxes and I will not get the glory. And one day, one law will just come, what they did to Roman Abramovich, one government will just come and seize my company and I'll go back home empty and then let me go do it in my country. So these guys are the guys that government should be talking to, like, if you do this, I will give you tax rebate. I will give you certain incentive. I'll give you certain support. The former minister of sports, nobody's asking him where's the money he took from Buhari to support the IMC at the time he prescribed Shehu. Nobody's asking questions. This is the country that we live in. But all these private guys who want to come and do this business, I think I'm happy that they are coming into play. We need more players in the field. Vendreza is doing an incredible job. You may never understand, but he's doing an incredible job, and I hope that I can see them gain promotion to the Premier League very soon. Sporting Lagos will be an encouragement for them. Remo Stars will be an encouragement for them. Inter, I want them to be there. I don't think Aken Labi is ready for that yet. He's still growing his political portfolio. Maybe one day become a governor of Oyo State in the future. He become a minister. He becomes a president. You never can tell. Wherever that old journey can take him to. But I'm always going to wish my friends to be at the very, very top. And it's been a very wonderful guy. So I think that coming to the play is good. But I want this type of thing to be repeating himself, misplaced should happen in just pretty soon, in Delta State, in Edo State, in all the states, so that gradually we would just skill out the government-owned club to the background, and we'll have this entity that is not private club owned, and then you cannot sit all the owners on the table, not government representative anymore. I sit them on the table and say, you guys are shareholders. Let's turn this thing into what the Premier League is. You know the funny thing? When I say this thing, some people look at me and say, they will do you. Nigerian League can beat the Premier League. I've worked out the mathematics. We can shut the Premier League down. Ask me how. The Premier League depends on international audience because UK, what's the population of the UK? It's just like the British educational system. If every foreign country refused to send their people to go school in the UK, British education system will shut down. Quote me on that. I said that before. I said that in the 90s and the 2000s, and I'm still saying it again. If foreign students stop school in the UK, the education system will die. If foreigners, people from Africa, stop going for medical tourism in the UK, the healthcare system, this whole famed, glorious, almighty healthcare system, it will shut down. Once, Nigeria does not necessarily need foreigners to buy into our league. We have 200 million people. Think for a minute. You have, let's do a little bit of mathematics. Let's say a little bit of, simple mathematics, the simplest one. Let's get my calculator so that I'm not talking out of point. Okay, sorry, pardon my delay in computing. So let's say everybody subscribe to 2,000 naira. 2,000 naira on the mobile application, right? 2,000 naira is what are you pressing? 2,000 naira multiply. Let's say of the 200 million people that we have in Nigeria, working with me, just say we have 20 million people. 20 million people buy into the league, okay, one way or the other. Just those 20 million people. What do we get in investment? 40 billion naira. 40 billion naira is the first phase of it. And once you can guarantee any brand that you have 20 million people, that's 10% of your population.
Yeah.
20 million people buying into your league. The Coca-Colas of this world will come. The Red Bulls of this world will come. The best TV production outfit will come. Netflix, Amazon, they will come do all or nothing. Do you know how much story that can be told from Rangers? The club that rose from the ashes of the Civil War. The stories have not really been told. How they rose from the ashes of the Civil War in 1970 and became a domineering force, won 6 or 7 league titles in that process up until now. And then you move on to Kano. You move on to the story, the real story. Do we really know the history of El Kanemi Warriors? Not the club. The El Kanemi Warriors, the warriors from Borno. Do we know the story? If a good production outfit, and I'm speaking now because I started doing production, I started reading these things, and I'm telling you how people's stories get told. When I was growing up, when I was younger, Dennis Rodman was one of the most hated person. And my all-time favorite basketball player, like Chris Brown, is my current favorite musician, was Allen Iverson. But back then, it had all the negative news. Now I'm sitting back and I'm listening, I'm watching the documentaries on YouTube, and I'm seeing the story again being retold, and I'm realizing that this guy was cut short by people who already see a young black man who is multi-talented, who can play American football, who can do music, who can play basketball, who can do anything. Shake and Bake is the best ever. The way Akim Olajuwon was, Akim Sheikh is the greatest ever to be in the basketball. So you look at all of these stories. There are stories that are interwoven in our way of life, our culture, our journey as a people, that you tell any brand that I have fought 20 million people tied up to this league. They will do anything. They will move the eye of the needle. The galaxies and the stars will align. Do you know why TDJX can come to House on the Rock but cannot come to your local upcoming church? It's a number. It's not going to preach in front of 10 people, 5 people, 100 people, 500 people, 1,000 people. It's going to preach in an atmosphere, in an arena that fits it, right? That's the same thing with football. The eye of the needle always will move for you when you get some of the things aligned properly. And this is a collective. Nigerian sports do their role, play their role. Professional sports is not just going to come. It's not an Elysia where they drop a drop of water in a cup of water, you drink it, and the whole world will change. No, it's not. It's not an Elysia. I feel bad that last season Emmanuel was a beast in the league, and now he's gone to UAE. right? But he needs to survive. He needs to feed. He needs to take care of his family. But then if we have 40 billion coming into the league, let's be very honest. 40 billion. What is 40% of what is 80% of 40 billion? 80% of this money going to the clubs. Do you know who they will sign? Those are the best players in Ghana, the best player in Mali, the best player in Senegal, the best player in Côte d'Ivoire. We will dominate the African CAF Champions League, the CAF Confederations Cup, the CAF Super League will dominate it year in, year out. And all of the investment that is sports related, their first option, the way it is today, where anybody who's doing anything with entertainment, music in Africa, the first option is the Burna Boy, the Davido, the Whiskey, the Tiwa Savage, the Kiss Daniels, and the rest of them. Their first option will be Nigeria. You and the guys, and many people like you who are lining up to be reporters will be employed because nobody's going to come from anywhere and bring in their crew. Proper Sports came in, they've employed 40 people. Of the 40 people, only 2 people are from England. The 40 people they employed are all Nigerians. Yeah. So let's say you have 10 Proper Sports, and this is like minimum production. So if they go to maximum production, like we said yesterday, they will have, for the numbers that they have, they'll have 560 people employed. 560 people, all will be Nigerians. Trained, equipped, so much so that they can even branch off and go set up their own side gig in side production for maybe NNL, NNO, grassroots football and all that. What does that do to our football? Our football ecosystem will be on fire. It will be lit. Like, let me speak like the millennial. All of a sudden, we'll be lit, we'll be woke. And the giant that they say we are will really be seen, especially in the sporting area. And then again, the offspring of that is that our national team again will become very, very competitive. And don't joke with the power of the numbers that we have. We just need something that will wake it up. I was on social media when I did a video on Saturday. It's a Saturday or Sunday, and I see the reaction, 15,000 engagement in the first 1 hour, and I'm like, whoa, okay. People are interested in Nigeria League like this. So imagine if you get it right. Just
the reaction from the first
broadcast. Yes. So imagine if you get it right. Imagine if you get this much engagement. Imagine what would happen. The reaction from people. So those are some of the things that we need to do. And don't forget, this is zero investment from government. Every other league that is doing well, whether it's the Premier League, whether it's the Bundesliga, the Serie A, the La Liga, massive government intervention, zero budget, zero support from government. The money that government even gave, your former minister, Sunday Dari, took the money and didn't give it to Ezekiel and Co to run the IMC at the time. Yes. But look at what we can achieve if we all work together and say, you know what, this is the day we decide our destiny. We that control sports, and this is maybe very moderate with 20 million, right, as the baseline. What if we had the audacity to go to 60 million, 120 billion? No, 120 billion coming in on a monthly basis. This is not yearly. Try to understand. Yeah. This is monthly basis. If you have, okay, let's even stay with the 20 million people subscribing and being active with this, and at a rate of 2,000 naira. I'm not even saying the normal 4,000 plus. 2,000 naira, that flat rate. You get access to all the matches and all the content, premium, right? And 20 million people are subscribed. Every month, 40 billion shows you. You think the people that are doing Big Brother are stupid. That's the reason why they will keep doing. If they have their way, they'll do Big Brother 4 times in a year. It's not, and they keep increasing their prize money because the revenue comes in. Who are the people paying? Are they not the same Nigerians? It's the same Nigerian. But if you do this one for a good cause to create an ecosystem in your football that provide more employment, more job, more creativity, you know where we can take it to? It's so much. It's ridiculous that we're not even thinking in that light yet. But I think we will start thinking like that right now. Last year, I told you guys when we were doing the final, the run into the final games, and we're like, bros, we're not getting the right numbers. I said, no, we're making the sacrifice for the people that will come get the right numbers to come. It doesn't matter whether we die in the process, but there are certain people, blood of patriots, are needed to water the tree of liberty, right? Certain things by America that I agree with. We are going to make the sacrifice. People are going to say, whoa, this is possible. Let's go there. And then in coming, another person will come again. There's another person that will come after Propel that will do a whole lot better. And probably the second will go around again. At that time, I will be big enough to have all the equipment. I say, okay, you know what? I need to buy the rights to docuseries. Nobody have that right now. I need to buy. I'm not going to negotiate with the league anymore. Enugu Rangers, I want to give you 50 billion naira. I want to take the right and do a docu-series on you and access all your players, past, present, and hopefully future. Let's sign a deal. We'll sign it. I get a 50 million. And then I put my crew to work. One full season. We travel with them for every game that they go. We shoot. We do everything that we do. And boom, I sell to Netflix. Maybe $1 million. Maybe $500,000. Maybe even $100,000. And then I leave and say, Ingiba, I want to do a story on your CAF Champions League winning back-to-back. Let's go look for the Mario Gumbis of this world, the Jotas Frippens of this world, the whoever that was part of the Victor Zejo, Kemiri, all of those guys, the ones that are still alive, and then the Oches who are dead, go to their family. Let's talk to them. What it meant to them, how that happened. We've been waiting since forever. Let's go to 3SC. Let's go buy the right to do the lives and times of the event of 1995, where they went to the finals of the CAF Champions League and lost to Zamalek on penalty, 2-1, 2-1, and then they lost on penalties. Let's talk to Jukudi. Let's talk to the families of Ajibale Babalade. Let's talk to Dr. Alatishe. Let's talk to Editor Goyi, Patrick Ovie, Patrick Mancha, Olumide Harris, all of the guys that made it happen. Boswayani. Let's talk to them. Amalaja, Abiodun Baroa, Ike Shorumu. Let's talk to these guys and let's recreate the event and see. Do you know how big that is? That's the industry that we're in. So when people play with it, this is what ignite my passion. And this is also what made me ask people questions. Are you stupid? You see, gold mine, but Mali said in his song, in the abundance of water, a fool is tasty. We shouldn't be that. We shouldn't be running this rat race, or if not be midday in charge, make I pull it down. No, we're not going to pull it down. It's an ecosystem that will come back again. Good measures, president shaking together, running over. It will come back to you again. So don't destroy it because you're not in the front. All of us needs to hold this truth to be evidence to say, look, we are the generation that did not sit back. We are the generation that says, you know what, it is possible. We are going to do it.
All right. In case you're wondering, while we're talking about the NPFL and the teams in the first 45 minutes of the show, thereabout, we have to talk about our own. Those of you waiting to hear all that.
A time is coming. Will be the only thing we'll be talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, I turn on Top Sports to our partner from Money Tonight, and they're talking about EPL. The time is coming when it's the only thing. So prepare your mind. That's the only thing we're going to be talking about eventually.
Yeah. So moving on, one more thing on the NPFL teams, just to let you know, the CAF Competitions Cup, we now have Rivers United in the group stage. They defeated 12 Filante by 2 goals to nil at the Aduki Stadium. I mean, before those 2 goals were scored, fans were already, moving out of the stadium.
How do you miss 2 penalties? What is your problem? Your village people.
Some fans, moving out from the stadium. They would have missed those 2 late goals, but I don't know. I've not been to the stadium before, to be honest. So I don't know.
How many stadiums in Nigeria have you been to? I've been to practically every stadium in this country, unless it's a new one.
It's the target. I want to be around all the stadiums.
I have a stadium fetish.
I like
a stadium fetish. Anywhere I go to any country, I like to visit a stadium that is close to me. If there's no stadium, there's a sports facility. There's no sports facility, there's a training facility, there's a training ground. I was like, okay, let me just go to the stadium. Let me see how it is. And now that I'm creating content, I'm doing production, I was like, okay, what's their camera angles like? Where are they setting their cameras? If I get up to this level, I don't want to get there before I start learning. Start learning it now, and then when you get there, you just improve on it.
All right. So for those set of fans who left before the 2 goals were scored, I'm sorry, but your team is in the group stage proper, Rivers United. So congratulations to Rivers United who will be playing.
But we could also say that their exit galvanized them. Because if I know Port Harcourt, those fans didn't leave the stadium like arena. They might go outside. They'll be waiting for them. They'll go stand next to the bus. And Port Harcourt players, the Rivers United players know now. The Port Harcourt fans, you will hear from us.
It was fantastic one. Good to see Rivers United in the group stage, but that wasn't the case for Bendel Insurance. After that,
participation is enough, so they participated.
I was holding myself from saying that.
No, they participated.
You don't already talk out.
Why would you hold yourself? They participated, and participation is. Football is about participation, and I like the way the coach Stanley Oguma responded to that same question. Yeah. First off, he didn't throw Mondo Dige under the bus. He sorted it out, but he gave a byline.
You agree with that?
Why are you asking me this question?
I know. I think I asked you.
Why are you asking me this question?
I think I asked you.
Did you?
You are not throwing anybody under the bus.
No, but did you watch me? Did you listen to me during Hatako? You listened to me during Hatako when I was still a brilliant.
I listen to some.
All the ones of me you listen to. Do I go in like I just want to participate? I don't understand. You're working with me asking me this question because it's an indictment of me now because I've not done well.
No, I'm just asking for our listeners that might not have listened to your.
I am in anything to win it.
True.
I don't understand the medal for participation. Don't give me medal. As a matter of fact, if I come second in a tournament, don't give my silver medal. Keep it. I'm not interested. I mean, for only one reason, I want to win. I don't understand.
All right, moving on the show, we've got some UEFA Champions League games today.
Yeah, tonight.
And of course, the biggest one of the night is that game in Napoli, where Napoli will be hosting.
That game is going to hold. I heard it.
We've not heard anything yet if the game is going to hold.
But then I've not also seen the story of the earthquake. That's the thing. So I'm wondering where that whole
it was over Twitter.
That wind came in because there's a lot of things all over Twitter. Twitter can
I haven't really checked.
Have you seen anything in the news?
From Marca and some other sources as well that there was an earthquake in that, but we've not known if it's going to affect the game. Nothing yet if the game is going to be postponed or cancelled. So as it stands, the game is still going to hold. Yeah. So Champions League games to look out for tonight: Copenhagen against Bayern Munich, United against Galatasaray, Lens against Arsenal, PSV, Sevilla, Union Berlin, Braga, Napoli, Real Madrid, Salzburg versus Real Sociedad, Inter Milan against Benfica. But of course, the biggest one is Napoli against Real Madrid. I've not been here since the whole Osimhen drama and all that. You've shared your thought, but I just want if you can quickly summarize, to our listeners on the show today. What do you make of the whole? I mean, we know where he stands at the moment. Osimhen has, released a statement that he loves the people of Napoli. And nothing can come between them and all that. Focus should now turn to Napoli's next game. He's moved on and all that. A lot of things, a lot of stories were made up from the whole. I mean, I'm sure you saw the two TikTok videos that were put up about Napoli that's now deleted. The coconut one and the penalty one. I mean, Nigerians, we would want to support our own.
What was sensational?
Go all out our own. Start defending and all that. I mean, this. They
should use that energy to support Nigerian league.
This is not the first time it happened. It happened when Mykhailo was crowned. The Serie player of the season. Nigeria was like, Osimhen scored. The most important goals from Napoli. Why Kvaratskhelia, this and that, and it happened with this TikTok saga. And I mean, Osimhen reacted, by removing a lot of Napoli pictures on his social media handles.
I think it made a mistake.
Stuff like that. Napoli released a statement which Nigerians were not satisfied with, that there was no apology in the statement, that Napoli should apologize, should treat him right and all that. So looking at the whole saga, how it started and where it has ended right now, what is your summary of how it all went down and what happened?
Well, for the news that I'm getting from Italy, the match is going to go hold on today, and there's already probable lineup for Napoli is going to be Meritingo, De Lorenzi, Ostiga, Nathan, Oliveira, Sobanguiza, Lobotka, Zelinski, Politano, Osimhen, and Stella. Possible, probable lineup now. And Real Madrid is, they're playing their diamond formation, the 4-3-1-2 formation. Kepa Arrizabalaga and go, Cavaja, Rudiger, Nacho, Camavinga, Magai, Valverde, Chomeni, Modric, Bellingham, Rodrigo, and Vinicius Jr. Still doesn't have a striker in that team, banking on the midfielders to score. That's the possible lineup. No talk about the whole, earthquake and all that, and postponement. Again, Real Madrid have not been in their firing best. They don't have a striker, so it's showing. They are not Barcelona that plays with false nine, but right now they're playing the false nine system. But they've won. They won their first game against a team, Union Berlin, that I thought deserved to get a draw at least out of that game, or even win in the way they played. But hey, big teams, this is stuff that big teams are made of. So they will go back home and say, we did everything, but we just didn't get what we deserve. But hey, it's one of those things. Napoli also went away. They struggled. It was a time they were going through some struggles, but they managed to, rally late and win 2 goals to 1. So both of them won their opening game. And since then, Napoli has gone on to struggle, have the crisis, bounce off the crisis, and won. So this is my take now. On hindsight, everything is clearer. But my position before, at the beginning of the storm, is, to me, it's a waste of energy. Nigerians are just reacting. Because again, I think we learn to forget. Victor Osimhen called himself Coconut Head. I guess you guys are forgetting. When Nigeria failed to qualify for the World Cup, and Victor Ekpeba was on Super Sports Monday Night Football criticizing him for the bicycle kick that he made, and he responded, and people were talking, and then there was this chat between Agbabola, Assistant Shola, and what's the nickname they call Victor Osimhen again? What's that nickname that they call Victor Osimhen in the streets? What on the streets? No. There's one name they call it Sabi Boy or so. So Assistant is Agbabola. The other one is not senior man. Kelechi is senior man. Okay, let's forget. I've forgotten the name now. And I remember they were both talking on Twitter. Is it Twitter or Instagram? Twitter. And Osimhen said, Shebi I get coconut head. That's what he called himself. I remember that time that Victor Osimhen would make like 5 posts, with one picture on Instagram, put different one, and they put one very slimy one. The thing that Victor Boniface is copying now. We all loved it. It was nice. And then all of a sudden, the Napoli people I think they took it and said, okay, let's even just have fun with it. It was something, it was a trend. They didn't explain to me, but I know this is something that I would have done. It is just for the fun of it. People just reacted. You know how when your friends, this thing where somebody will do something to you, your friends are, hey, you just take it like that. First off, you didn't even take offense. So if not me, then you not start getting angry. You not start reasoning. All these single girls that make married women divorce. No, I can't take that from any man. Man, will they control you? What did they worry you? You go to your husband, you go and lose your husband. When I told you call this single, that woman now go take your husband and you can't sleep with your husband. That's just the way this whole thing is. Because Osimhen originally was not angry. It wasn't a big deal per se. But then when Nigerians started reacting and then they fall him, he got angry, he wasn't shaking his teammate. I was like, now your teammate, I put the video, what's it worry you? That's my own take. Because I didn't see, and then when I started hearing legal action, I paused. I said, first off, the image, maybe some of these people don't know the contract we signed, why they were talking. Me, I'm privy to the contract. So Napoli owns his image right, Mumu people. Don't be jumping anyhow, wait for information. Napoli owns his image right. So if you say what Napoli have done have hurt his image, Napoli have hurt their own business. Yeah. Again, if it's going to affect his contract, his market value, it has affected Napoli. Because the one people that would lose if his market value drop, it's Napoli. Osimhen will still get paid good salary that his agent is able to negotiate. Nobody is going to argue against that. So if anybody is being undone here, it is Napoli. I didn't see the need for all of the drama, all of the whole, crappy things that people were saying on social media. And then Omar went on and make his own post as like, damn, you don't really want to kill this boy's career, Sha. This said people, I sent him a message and I said, guy, listen, play your ball. You see these people where they hail you, they back you, so give yourself 3 months out of club or out of form. Now them go insult the living daylight out of you. Now them go, like the things where they go tell you if you commit suicide. Forget them all, they not get your back. They just want trend. Like the people where they jump on Mohbad, they do candlelight for Mohbad finish. They say go home, they go stand for Togate. They stole their tear gas. They say government do, but no. Did you take permission to protest? Did you say you want to protest? You say you want to do candlelight, service of song. They allow you to do. You go blog it, go cause traffic. I say government is bad. No, there are some things that I always say logic over emotion. If you want to argue with me, bring logic. Don't bring emotion. It didn't work for me. I'm too old for that nonsense, for that stupidity. Logic over emotion. And then I'll listen to you quietly. If there is something I need to add, I will add. If I need to punch a hole on it, I'll punch a hole on it. If I need to submit, say my position was wrong, I will accept. But that's the way we are. We are a country of, that's why we have the kind of leaders that we have. Because we're very emotional people. Senseless reaction to things that you do not need to react. So everybody say, he will go to court. I was like, okay, wait a minute. If he go to court, what would he say? He has stopped earning his 100,000 euro every week? No. He has stopped getting his match bonuses every week? No. He has stopped getting the activation of his bonuses when he scored certain number of goals per season? No. So what is the injury? What is he going to pray the court? I kept asking people who were raising the argument. I said, okay, yes, he will go to court. What is he going to pray the court to do for him? That on the basis of this, I have lost this. Oh yeah, court, give me this. And nobody was able to give me the answer. Then he came out. You see his response now. Yeah. Well, family, not mind anybody not coming between me and my. That's what it means. So it's like watching husband and wife quarrel. You got to go shoot your mouth. Now you that go get orgasm. And your discussion will take orgasm. Just mind your business and live your life.
All right. The Napoli, Osimhen, they've scored 4 goals in back-to-back games now. Osimhen has scored in both.
Can we safely say now that the crisis was good?
You could look at it and say it has,
it has worked miracle. Osimhen have also scored 2 goals.
2 goals in those games, and if you look at the previous games, Napoli have struggled for goals.
All is well that ends well.
Back-to-back games as well.
So 8 goals in 2 games.
2 games, and yes, we hope more goals continue to come for Victor Osimhen and for Napoli. Like we said, take on Real Madrid tonight, and allow Osimhen to get on the score sheet again against a team like Real Madrid. I think it will. Should I say it will spike a hole in that team.
If we don't read out this message today, they will beat us.
How did I forget about messages? Okay, take them before we go into our next talking point.
The Lara will just say, I'm still feeling like today is Monday. Anyways, we are here. The Lara will say, sorry, Emmanuel, for the robbery that went down on your team on Saturday. Point heist of the century. The Lara will say, finally, the NPFL kicked off. At least that would add to the conversation. Henceforth, we would not only be discussing the Blantyre Bajue going on in England. Let's have fun. Yes, Elijah wanted to say, please, what's the name of the app to watch NPFL again? It's NPFL Live, Esports Studio, fantastic guy, said it's NPFL Live. Elijah, what's happened? And I know you did this place. I thought I set it for 5 minutes. So you take all the 5 minutes. Wow. Even if I set up for 10 minutes, some people will just dominate you. They be like all those my callers for radio that time. The same person will call 10 times. Well, the allowance says the Brigadier General must have loved officiating then. Maybe we need plenty of them in order to avoid intimidation from team. I don't think intimidation will happen again. The way referees are paid now, the way the league is going. I tell you what, if you guys put in more investment in in the league in terms of the app and support the clubs, go to stadium, the intimidation will stop because security will increase. They'll be able to have money to pay for more. Like I just said, if a subscription is 2,000, we'll have 20 million people buying into it. There's 40 billion every month. I mean, what's the security you need? If you want 50, 100, 500 policemen in the stadium, we'll do that. And if we pay more money to the Nigerian police, we'll recruit more police, we'll train more police, and then we'll increase the stewards and all that. A lot of things will improve. Clubs will be able to improve their stadium, will be able to pay their players very well, and all that. I could say, I could write a book on this one because this is a tested and proven theory. It's not something that we're learning. The line would say it was goal-fisted Bayelsa between the two United, Bayelsa and Akwa United. And then honestly, if we sort out a lot of the downside of our logistics, our football will be better for it. Nigeria will be great, and hopefully football will benefit from it. Thank you very much for saying that. It's also to say, and Nigeria have the talent. I agree with you completely. Yalawajo came back again and said, honestly, if private hands can buy into the league, our league can be there. Mr. Patrick said, too many ideas to push our league forward on this show. Thank you very much. And then he went on to say, my friend said they left because it was getting late. No, come on now. No, they were angry because they missed the penalties. There's video for it now. They were shouting and getting angry. Very pissed. I did allow me to say, well done, Allegota TV family. Thank you very much, bro. UCL, UEFA Champions League night is back. Can't wait for Napoli versus Madrid. That is the match to watch for me. I wish my Nigerian king, Victor Osimhen, all the best. Let him show Madrid what they missed. And that's exactly, you just took that out of my map. And then Yolari showed up again and he said, I also thought the cut idea was flimsy and too hasty. Thank God things looking good now. Napoli versus Madrid, it's on. Let's go to Instagram and see what they've got to say. I think I've exhausted YouTube, unless new comment comes on board. Jalawaju 935, please. Is it the same person? He said, hey, bro, Ima is around today. Good to see you back. I'm sure you're good. Yes, it's good. Go Jayu. Now, Mogbamoya, now go do. It's good. It's shopping, not fat. So, Vicky, he said, I think it should be a passion thing. Okay, talking about the Brigadier General that is the referee. That's what I think he's talking about. Mr. West 08 says the app is not on iOS. Yes, I've explained that. Raji, the boy that I will beat very soon, he said, I accessed the website via the link. I watched as I was at Odinaka Stadium. Okay, you went to the stadium. Part of your sins are forgiven, but I'll still beat you the day I'll see you, shall. So Vicky said Nigerians like to copy other people and improve on it. I agree with you on that one as well. So we have what it takes, the mantra, the capacity. Mayowa, my guy, say up shooting. This guy, they come this show, they call it for free. You will pay for stealing our slides on this show. Mayowa says, God bless you for the updates and knowledge. Thank you very much, bro. But you too, you be paragon of knowledge too now. That Giddy Daddy said, were Arsenal able to travel last night to France? There was a delay, but yes, it did. So the match is going to hold, no problem. DJ Lavoma says, I am excited with the NPFL. The media can do more to hype the league. This is our pride. Yeah. We'll do our best. We'll do our best. There is no holding back on that one. I'm back to you.
All right. Moving on. Final talking point on the show. I have a question. This same question. Say, please, how true is it that Michelle Alonzi is a lesbian?
None of my business. None of my business.
None of our business.
None of my. People have been asking me since.
Like, you know how that originated.
They made the post. I saw that post now. Yes. Is the post not clear enough? Is the people asking, are they blind? What's my business? Okay, when I want data before, like Emmanuel now where he had done broke. Like I know that Emmanuel is heartbroken. Don Jazzy is heartbroken. The video where the say go drill lawyer there. There is no permit. Sorry, I was never looking at anybody there, so I'm blind. I'm blind. 7-1 is my name.
Maybe you know why you don't drop your name, I mean, there's nothing we can say.
I love Schwarzenegger.
She put out something. Maybe a lot of people misunderstood it. She's come out to clarify it. Even the person has also come out to clarify that they like men as well. So I don't know what you want me to say. What you want me to confirm?
It's none of our business.
You know, already canceling her that she's this.
I don't understand. Why do you cancel? You see what I told you about fans. Prepare your mind. I'll show you this thing.
Like, I was
forget these fans.
So canceling her like she's lost my fanship. This and that. Why she could be?
Baba J619. Okay, that person where they say lost your fanship. You dey fan her before say you want to sleep with her. If they give you chance to work for the next 50 years, where you and Mykhailo Mudryk go take meet. You know, even like those people when they're online, they say they want to date Ofem daughter, or they want to date because they see her at one movie. That was she did one school, or they want to date Tony Lumelu daughter. Where will I go for meet? Then they fly economy. Then they enter Ekele the electrical bus. Then they enter Korokwe buses. Then they enter Uber share. We all not go for meet. We all not want meet. Even if you can't go take career in journalism, sports journalism, say when Falcons later you go, you're not going to interview Alonso soon. Because it's actually speak that as prayer, you're not going to hear what she talk.
So my brother, nothing to say, please.
Calm down. Date your girl where you get grow with her. Then they look for far more than people don't cultivate where they call hate on people. Now play, then they catch cruise.
Even though she scored 2 goals over the weekend, maybe that's why people are already asking.
I beg you.
Well, I mean,
none of our business. None of our business. Coach Ayere team won their first match this weekend in Dubai. Let's talk about that one. Imade, since he went to United, they've won 2 games. Before he went there, they lost 1, draw 1. Now they've won 2 games. Okay, let's talk about that. Leave the girl alone.
All right, moving on. Our final talking point on the show. I mean, it's official. It's confirmed. Super Eagles will be playing 2 friendly games.
Yep.
I think last time I was here, we were talking about playing more friendly games, using this window to play some friendly games to test the players. So it's official.
Somebody say he wants to know my all-time best coaches.
I think we had that discussion.
Because we had that before. I'm gonna go back to the previous show now.
We had that discussion a couple of
2 weeks ago.
So yeah. So the Super Eagles list is out. We'll take on Saudi Arabia. The 2 games are going to be played in Portugal. We'll take on Saudi Arabia on the 13th of October. Then we'll be taking on Mozambique on the 16th of October. In case you don't know, Mozambique already qualified for next year's African Cup of Nations. So in case you want to see how are we playing Mozambique, I think it's going to be a good test.
We're playing Mozambique, 1 possible opponent in the African Cup of Nations. Yeah. 2, the World Cup qualifier starts in November. So I need to explain that to you people. We are playing lots of teams that come from that region. Lesotho, South Africa. What's the other team again?
Yeah,
Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
So that's like an adaptation. Let's play them and see how we deal with that. That's the reason why we're playing those friendly matches. And again, Friendly matches, people shouldn't be asking why we're playing friendly matches. Any friendly match opportunity, let's use them.
Yeah, let's use them. So
Maybe
yeah, the squad.
we talk about Victor Osimhen will score more goals again.
Yeah, the squad has been released for that game. We saw the return of
Kenneth Omero is back in the squad.
Back in the squad. Which other player was back in the squad? Two players was in my head that made a return to the squad. There's Kenneth Omero. There's a debut call-up for Fisayo Dele-Bashiru. He now plays in Turkey. And, the other player I was trying to remember is Terry Murphy. Terry Murphy, yes, is back.
Terry Murphy is back in the squad.
There's no in case you're wondering.
No, he's still injured. Still out. So yes, Tonoriga, what's his name?
Tonoriga makes his cut as well. So the goalkeeper is regular. There's Francis. So I'm good to see Nweke Ojo again. The only home-based player in the squad, back captain. Still in the squad, Adebayo Dele from the defenders. I know Bright Osai Samuel makes a return. Jordan Tonoriga, Kenneth Omero, Chinia Ajayi, Calvin Bassey, Jamilu Collins. I'm happy for him after that long time in the squad. Bruno Emechi, who's in Portugal. I mean, easy journey for him.
Should I go and get the Portuguese visa? This one when is the friendly game?
October 13th.
No. So I'm going to Germany.
Yeah. So
no. Let me go to business, please. I'm broke right now.
All right. So Bruno Emechi, I mean, he plays for Boavista. So easy.
Just a stroll. It will call Uber.
And all that. And for the midfielders, we've got Ndidi, who's been in, I mean, it's
amazing fun.
Around.
Championship is good for him.
He's turning around. Got an assist this weekend for Jamie Vardy. One player of the match as well. They're 4-1 win away from home.
Never doubted his ability. There's never come a day where I know Victor did not how he play, but I've never doubted his ability. I just think that he should have left when he was meant to leave, but fortunately he was going to school, and I can't understand his security feature bad. Yeah. Having said that, I also think that he doesn't have the kind of push that he deserves, the kind of media push, the kind of, well, it's late now anyway.
All right, there's Rafael Onyedika in the squad, Joe Aribo, Frank Onyeka, Alex Iwobi, and David Crawlop for Fisayo Dele. This man has been in England.
Can God just bless us with a creative midfielder?
I was about to go there. Do you think, this is a huge ask for Dele Bashiru? His brother has played for under 20 now, for Nigeria, but he's been having injuries here and there. Now this is the other one. Fisayo Dele-Bashiru. He's now in Turkey. I mean, he's gone to Turkey. He's scored a couple of goals. But we've been cramming for new creative midfielders, new name. I think he's one of the new names in that midfield. Yeah. So I don't know if he's going to be the man. That's if he's going to play in those friendly games, because he's wanting to get caught up and
another thing
to play as well. So we keep our fingers crossed on that one. For the attackers,
I think he will play. He will play against Mozambique.
Yeah, I want to see him as well.
I think he will play against Mozambique. Come on. Well, what's the worst that we can do with Mozambique?
Yeah.
I think the Saudi Arabia game will be tough. We will not play what we lose. Saudi Arabia is tactically sound. After the World Cup, they may have let off a little bit. Every team, goes to the World Cup and perform very well, come back from the World Cup and let off. But I think that against Mozambique, he should be able to start. When you invite players like this, give them a chance to start. Yeah. What's the big deal? It's a friendly game. You're not meant to win all your friendly games anyway, so not a big deal for me.
All right, for the attackers, Kelechi Iheanacho, Chukwueze, Mr. Simon, Lukman, Osimhen, Nneyi, of course, the star boy, the new Victor Boniface. So those are the players who will participate in this game.
That boy is going to be a force in world football. I just pray he doesn't make a wrong move in the process. It's going to be a force in world football.
You have no problem with his, social media, his captions.
Why you whine me?
I laugh hard whenever I see it.
That be crazy. That be crazy. What Nigerian people with their that's how I roll. What they're doing, you forget saying I mean encourage Victor Osimhen to do those nonsense. That's how I roll. Come on.
All right, talking about
what is your oyster? Come on, have some fun. Life not serious like that, man. Life not serious like that.
Just as long as your football is
flex, play your football on the field. When it's time to do the business, do the business.
But business. I mean, nothing else to flash to it.
I'm not like gentleman footballer. That's why Kaka is never my list.
You've always said that.
Kaka.
Forgive me.
No, I'm not angry with him. I'm not.
I know the angle I'm coming from. I'm not saying you're angry, but just
those are not my guys.
Pardon him. But talking about this list, one thing people, maybe a few might have noticed, Eyong and Musa, Is it a period that, okay, we finally let go of these two guys? Remember, these are your captain and your vice captain. They've not made the back-to-back squads now. Not that they are injured. Ekong is playing for PAOK in Greece, but are we now, looking at a situation where we don't pass this?
I think both of them might not make it to the next Nations Cup. Both of them will not, but it's all down to the players that we have and the performance that they put up. Don't forget that we're going to Cameroon and we were all sure in our head Victor Osimhen was starting, and then he had an injury.
Yeah.
Not ahead. Ojo is going to come, and then the club refused to let him go. Okay, Ashabat. So anything can happen, but I think that the thing about people retiring, this is what I want to say about football. Either the player calls himself and say, I'm not playing a game. And most times players can retire and come back. Beckham was at 83 caps when he retired first for the national team. But then he was called back. When he went from MLS to AC Milan, he was called back. He went to the World Cup and he got over 100 caps. So any player can be called at any time for as long as they show form. But when it comes to selection like this for just like we've drifted away from Leon Balogun, a time is going to come. White players that we have in the team now, there are a pool of white players, even though some not they good, but there are a pool of white players that are good enough to make you say, oh, okay, we're not going to invite Musa on this one. We don't need his experience on this one again. These players have been together long enough. They've been midwifed and matroned to a place where they can, do their own chaperoning of themselves. They can roll. Same for Leon Balogun. Is gonna. The worst era of our defending was the Oyibo War. Okay, not like they're bad people, but it's just like it didn't click. It didn't click. Because there was so many divide in the team. I keep telling you that the body they abroad players versus the body Nigerian players is going to make this team suffer, and they suffered. We didn't qualify for World Cup. We went to the Nations Cup and got to round of 16, got knocked out. So many things. So we're coming back again to an era that works. Hey, one fantastic player that I was privileged to work with, Ekele Dojo, is here. Ekele, how you doing? And you look at all of that and you say to yourself that I'm not one of those persons. I don't believe in the crowd forcefully retiring players. We should respect footballers. I'm always up for that. Respect footballers. If a player have done 10 years, 5 years for the national team, good or bad, show them some respect. Scored goals, contributed their beats, like Ahmed Musa. He deserved to be respected. That thing that happened in Abuja where that senseless girl from Port Harcourt asked that question to that person was needless. But this is a social media age where anybody says he's a journalist. That was stupid at any level. And I like the fact that Ahmed Musa answered in a very mature way. Good. But going forward, the coaches are going to decide if we want the player or not. Don't forget that no matter how much of a journalist you are not the coach. If the coach who observed the player, there's this thing Kenneth Omera said to you the other day that all these people that are shouting, how many times did they watch Kenneth Omera play? So you're not watching. The coach maybe have people that are watching, and at this present time, they think, oh, Ekele Odojo is the guy that I need. Ahmed Musa is the guy that I need. Kenneth Omera is the guy that I need. I'm not going to say why and that he's blocking the road for somebody. No. That's who the coach thinks he needs. I am going to ask myself, how do they fit into the tactics and the way the coach play as against the way the opposition that we're playing against play? And if I find a way to get them in the game, I'm okay. Again, there is no way a player is blocking another player. If you sabi play ball, it's like music. The music good people go play. If you sabi play ball, they go invite you to come camp. Nobody blocks you from invitation. There's no limit to that. So all those talk of Ahmed Musa they block people, a lie. He blocks nobody. It's just the way football is played, and we've got to get to accept that. But eventually, the tide will rise, and it will rise to a point where they cannot swim anymore, they cannot surf anymore, and it will just leave them behind. So it's either they ceremoniously decide on their own to say, okay, let me, in conjunction with my friends and my brands, the companies that have supported me, create a send-off, a retirement game, ceremonial games. Not everybody do ceremonial game anymore. Not everybody retire with fanfare, even the greatest players. So it's one of those things that just happen, and then we'll move on. But that we now start with hunting, doing the coaching, doing over Sabi. We've done that before, it didn't work. We kicked Philippe Trezeguet and we got Boran Milutinovic. The people's opinion didn't work. We kicked Ganatroa and we got Guavon. The people's opinion didn't work. We kicked Clement Vesta and the people's opinion didn't work. We've kicked Bonfrijo out in 2000 because we missed penalty in the finals and we didn't win it. And then the people's opinion didn't work. So the people's opinion, I keep saying, the fans don't know anything about football. the energy and the orgasm they get is enough. But for them to become the one who decide the fate of coaches and players, shut up.
All right, that is a wrap on the show today. It's been a wonderful time. It's good to be back on the microphone, like I said. We're here again tomorrow to give you all the best of football talking points as it's happened.
Few messages came in on YouTube, so let me take the one. Additional Former says, I was surprised to see Gift Urban left out, but it's a great preparation for the World Cup qualifiers and the Nations Cup in general. Gift Urban is still out injured, so that's a thing. The Lara just says, creative midfielder Alex, get out. As a Patrick say, for YouTube, Emmanuel mic should be increased. It's loud and clear on Instagram, but a bit low on YouTube. Really, it's the loudest though. All right, so that's where we draw the curtain on the show today. Thank you very much, Emmanuel. We'll do this again tomorrow. Do you have anything for Nigerian Players GPS?
Yeah, Nigerian Players GPS, of course.
So now that the Nigerian League has started, I want to ask, how are you going to do the mix? Are you going to talk about Nigerian players in the NPFL?
No, it's just
only the ones in diaspora.
Yeah, just diaspora. So.
Here do I pressure say, I want to ask a question. How about Kelechi Nwakali? Isn't it good enough to be a creative midfielder? Please tell me where he plays and the number of games he's played, the number of goals he's created. Then we cannot have that conversation. Thank you very much.
I wanted to answer that, but
okay.
Maybe we'll talk about him tomorrow on the show.
Okay, tomorrow. And then again, if you have the mobile application, please listen to the Nigerian Player GPS show. He just might talk about it, but he's guaranteeing us that tomorrow we'll talk about him on the show. Are we gonna have a show tomorrow? Precious is getting married tomorrow. Okay, we're gonna have a show after the show. We'll go to one, but we'll have rice to go and shop tomorrow. Rice. Please, when I send us money, we'll go to spirit for this party. We're broke.
Really, tomorrow?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
You've not been around.
Yeah.
Have you been around?
Yeah, where should you know?
Chevron. Court. Ikoyi registry. And then what did you do, Jesus? Sorry. You go sure. Yeah.